Hello, all. Happy Friday. Happy birthday, Rob Sharp, for your daughters, Shayna and Tegan. Bill, no major networks carried Trump's speech last night. ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, none. How are these sleepers ever? How are they going to wake up? Well, fortunately, mainstream media is now the minority of news consumed by Americans and people around the world. It highlighted how do I put this one together, the thought process here. Mainstream media's fall will be because of what it refused to cover, not because of what it did cover. In the past, we would see news agencies that were burned alive because of the stories that they covered, whether they covered them wrongly, whether they made them up. That is usually what happened and what has destroyed them. What is destroying mainstream media now is not what they're covering, but what they're not covering, for what they refuse, no matter the amount of overwhelming evidence, they refuse to cover it. Now, take into account majority of Americans, Republicans, Democrats combined, do not trust our electoral system and do not believe 2020 was all above board. That statistics, they're everywhere out there. Really easy to find for anybody with like two brain cells to rub together. So what do they think? I mean, Democrats been screaming 2016 was stolen. Do you remember the riots, cars burning in the background with Hillary? Lots of news stories out there that'll show you. You remember the outcry in 2024? This election deniers on the blue. Well, this one really was stolen. And I'm not saying that they were or weren't. What I'm saying is the perception by the American populace on both sides of the political aisle, although there's more than two sides, that's part of the brainwashing. They believe that they are not accurate, not legitimate. And even if they are, for the most part, accurate, a lot gets missed. They had neighbors that received or they received mail in ballots they didn't order. They have seen it. They have seen the stories where dumping 100,000 unfolded ballots that couldn't have never have been in a envelope, and the law requires them to be in an envelope and sent through the mail. I mean, over and over and over, the evidence is overwhelming, and mainstream media refuses to cover it. It's my opinion they have absolutely damned themselves to irrelevance. That all they did was put yet another big old nail in the coffin. Heck, they started shoveling the dirt on themselves. Now this one is big. The fall of mainstream media will be because of the stories they refuse to cover. Not because of what they did cover, but what they refuse to cover. They refuse to look at the overwhelming amount of evidence. They refuse to look at the here. Let's go here to your own government's whitehouse.gov election integrity. You can see the address. You can get into. They're going to be continuing to do the drops. They're presenting the evidence. They presented IP address when hacks happen. They have presented the roles, the states that cooperated, and these are states that have much better efforts going on to clean up their election rolls, voter rolls, etc. And they found a lot of issues, problems, illegals, people illegally registered to vote, etc. They found a ton. And those are the ones that were willing to share, not the biggest ones we suspect are culprits. No, they have absolutely buried themselves on this one. And cheers is all I'm going to say to them. With my Freedom Forge coffee, sweetened by the tears of liberals and communists and socialists. I enjoy it. Boy, I tell you, nothing like that fresh tear water to make your coffee with. Yep, you're watching them kill themselves. Don't interrupt. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. Hey, Land Lobster got that cast. Oh, Anthony's. Whoa, slow it down, Anthony. There it is, brother. Good to see you, sir. Happy birthday. Reading all of these. Greg, it's going to, tough one. It's going to be okay. I'm just glad to see you guys grinding through it, carrying on. Oh, wait, Guru site, is it down? I have to check. Might be. I know they have had some. Well, wow. Let's You're right. Hopefully they'll get that one before Lucas joins us. Yeah, is Trump a double agent, Kevin? There's a lot of people are asking that question. I think we owe him the benefit of the doubt, but I also think we would be foolish not to be keeping our eyes on the goals. License are up today, MSN. Yeah, why would they get it? Bot paid for exactly, and now it is clearly evident. Dr. Sarah joining in a morning. Good to see you. As Kate puts it, falling on their own swords. That's exactly what they're doing. And they don't have a choice. They've painted themselves into such a corner. They do not have a choice. Shannon, we'll get into what I think we're going to see. Stageworks' birthday is going to be Sunday on the fun day. I'm enjoying your comments this morning. I know I need to stay on it, though. Everyone's excited about AI, a smarter future, a faster future. Everything's connected, everything's in the cloud. But what happens when it breaks? What happens when the system that holds your money gets hacked? When AI, trained on every password, every pattern, every weakness, turns its attention to your bank account? How much of your wealth exists only as a number on a screen? What happens when you wake up, when you're locked out of your own life? No cash, no card, no access, just a message on a screen telling you to wait. This is why smart Americans are turning to Noble Gold Investments to own something real, physical gold, a coin you can hold, a bar you can stack, an asset that doesn't live on a server. Can't be frozen by a keystroke. Can't be erased by a code. Find out more by going to markzgold.com or learn how easy it is to own physical gold and silver shipped to your door, held in a tax advantage retirement account. Again, you can find them at noblegoldinvestments.com. An increasingly digital world owns something real. Oh, got more here. Rhonda, son's daughter's granddaughter turns 2 tomorrow. Lily. Son's daughter, Lily. 2. Love it. Get so excited about seeing families growing, more people. I just brings a little joy to the heart for me. Let's see. Hello, flying squirrel. Judy, AI scares me. It's a double-edged sword. It can be used for great things and can be used for bad things. It's going to be who uses it and how they use it. Got to figure out where you fit in that. Daryl, hey Mark, do you think the redemption center is a way to go over? Okay, Daryl, I don't know how many more times I can say this. When we're talking about a redemption center, we're talking about a redeeming bank. We're talking about going to a bank, a physical bank. We call a redemption center a redeeming bank because they are going to be able to verify your currency on site. They don't have to send it off to another branch. That's all we're referring to. It's one of those where I don't know how many more times I can beat my head bloody into a pulp on a brick wall to get that point across. When we refer to a redemption center, we mean a redeeming bank, a bank location that has the equipment and the trained staff to verify your currency on premise. So you don't have to send it away somewhere. That's all we're referring to. At this point, any podcaster out there that refers to redemption center as anything else is a fucking idiot. There. I said it, and I mean it with conviction, with absolute conviction. If they tell you don't go to a redeeming bank, don't ever listen to them again. Bah. I had to go there, guys. Occasionally, you have to put profanity in order to get the exclamation point on it. I hate our society has gotten to that point, but that's exactly where we're at. People refuse to listen. And that's not on you for saying that. That's on the intel people that have implanted that fear on you. Yeah, and I like Melanie, but if she is still spreading that, she is absolutely painfully, epically wrong for doing it. Just say, go to a redeeming bank. Call it a different word. All right, let's get to the news. Oh wait, it's not. It is time for the news. Let's get to it. Too many scammers are out there. Too many people pretending to me. We just got a late one. Let me share that, and I'm glad you guys said that. Then we need to get to the news. I know we do. See if I can find it. Very kind of you folks sharing. Okay, the latest one is the original MarkZ RVQ. We caught them suckering people, trying to get them to sign up for QFS accounts and etc., calling the original MarkZ RV fake account. Then they changed it to the original MarkZ RVQ and added Q. A big WWG1 on it. Guys, I'm not going to put all that stuff all over mine. I believe in understated and classy. Except for my language on the Redemption Center one. I just don't know how to get it across to folks. Stop listening to anybody telling you that. At least not until they qualify what they mean. All right, let's get to it. Pitter patter, it is time to get at her. Closed on a Thursday, Hope? That is unusual. All right, let's get to it. Iraq. Oh, on the bond side, we probably should back up here. Let me see. I am getting reports, some more reports that more fines and penalties on historic bond deals have been being paid in fiat. I am getting more stories of that one. I've got a number of bond fee people that believe we will wrap over the weekend. I'm being told that they've reached 90% of Indian nation sovereigns. I've not been able to confirm that, though, but I do want to report that that is what I am being told. So the expectation from a number of my larger groups now are that Indian nations finish over the weekend, bonds start over the weekend, and we'll get an update first of the week with phenomenal opportunities coming, or opportunities for great news. All right, now let's get into Iraq proper. Yeah, I can agree with some of what I'm seeing on here, but all right, let's get to it. KRG senior official. This I thought was a great one. Iscuda progress leaves one issue open. Oil law key to final detail. What he's saying is we have finally worked out Iscuda. We've worked out tariffs. We've worked out this. We have one thing left to throw the cherry on top of the I don't know what you put a cherry on top of the sundae, on top of the pina colada, whatever you put your cherry on. Oil law is key to the final deal when it'll all be said and done. We keep being told that that is the final piece so that they can improve their purchasing power. And now we have them telling us, now we are on to it. We finished everything. Let's put the cherry on the top and finish it. I love watching the progress because they gave us the white reforms with the stated goal to increase purchasing power, to restore the dinar to its former glory, to once again make it the father of the U.S. dollar. And you just saw one of those. Hey, we're ready. We're ready to finish. The Prime Minister calls on Chevron to expand its work in Iraq to increase oil production, refining capabilities. Went from D.C., now in Texas, Zaidi, meeting with the CEOs, boards of these countries. They would not be making these international deals with a country that is not international and sovereign. These meetings are huge. I think it's being very understated how meaningful his trip to the U.S. is right now on the world stage. Another great example, we see the ascension to the WTO. World Bank president, we are ready to support Iraq in preparing program budgets. So World Bank wants to work with them. WTO wants to work. Everybody wants to work with them. They don't work with sanctioned non-international countries. I'm so excited about watching their progress. Let's see. MSM calls the classified documents of election interference supposed evidence. Yeah, don't you love it? Supposed evidence. You can put all the evidence in the world in front of them, but they're not going to look at it. It really is one of those. I didn't see anything. or just the constant claims that no lawsuit for an election interference or election problems or fraud. They keep telling you Trump has not won a single case. That is absolutely inaccurate. It's a bold-faced lie. It's easy to research and find out. So easy, but they keep saying it, and they say it over and over and over until you believe it. Orwell at his best. All right, Kirby, Canada fires smoke here in Virginia. Code Red announced something changed Trump's planned speech last night. I don't know if something changed it or not, but good to see you, Kirby. Solomon did a great job and pointed out the failures of mainstream media. For the swear, I appreciate you. Thank you for your attention to this matter. You're the best. Say hi to the family. Kathy, I have no idea what you're talking. You're going to have to remind me what I meant by that. All right, get to it. We talked about the World Bank. Now we're going to head to Iran, and we're going to be ready for Mr. C on time. I'm so proud of myself this morning. I can't wait to get into the whole smoke thing. The irony of what is going on is going to be fun. All right, I'm trying to make sense of some of y'all's posts. Iran orders power conservation as U.S. hits infrastructure. IRGC claims powerful strike Qatar base. Administration, the world starting to go after their infrastructure. And if you want to know why, I've had this conversation so many times. We're going to get into it after this story. Heavy overnight Iranian attack on Bahrain, Gulf allies after U.S. launched 6 straight night of strikes. Iran continuing to isolate itself from the rest of the world by striking out at all its neighbors, backing up to the power plants, the infrastructure. War only ends for a couple of reasons. Major ones, it becomes unpalatable to people. They just said enough. Just enough. Done doing it. Enough. So they throw in the towel. That is what striking power plants, bridges, etc. do. It forces the people to that point faster. Yeah, people die. People don't get to go medicine. They don't get to rush to the hospital when they break a leg. Those things happen. They're ugly. They're nasty. Side effect of war. It's reality. You may not like it, but it's real. It's reality. Or you completely annihilate all of their offensive capabilities, which is much tougher when you're dealing with a terrorist or a hit and run style military. They pop up everywhere. Cell plant here. An IRGC person has an extra drone in their closet. It's a different style of warfare. So you have to make it so unpalatable for the people and so painful for the government that they just say no. That's what you just watched. I believe that the Operation Iran has finally taken a very realistic approach. Unfortunate, nasty, but the reality is the IRGC is never going to back down. They ignore their government. They ignore their military. They are a rogue terrorist organization. So you have to make it so uncomfortable that people say no more. It's what you're watching. It's ugly. It's reality. Study history. All right, Barbara, you're out. And like I've said before, if drinking baby's blood, pedophilia, eating children jerky, if those things, if some reason an F-bomb offends you more than that, you don't belong here, please leave. I don't want you here, if that's okay with you. Iran, and that's not me being mean to her. That's just me going, my goodness, the things that people pick on, the things that there's line in the sand is just so confused in today's world. So confused. Watch, Trump reveals shocking election vulnerabilities include 278,000 fraudulent votes. Yeah, F word's nasty. And I use it on occasion because it's nasty. So, shocking election vulnerabilities, 278,000 fraudulent voters that aren't supposed to exist. And these are only in a handful of states: Georgia, Ohio, Tennessee, Texas, North Carolina, Alabama, Missouri, Louisiana, and Kansas. Now, what would be happen if they didn't lawyer up, spend a fortune, ignore the US government and federal authorities, and refuse to hand over the information. These are states like New York, California, the big ones that refused to share. That number would have been massively higher. That they are stonewalling tells you all you need. Yep. The mullahs will never, Earl, they'll never surrender. They'll never surrender. That's why you have to make it so unpalatable. They don't have a choice. Unfortunately, that is the answer. Yeah, I just don't mountain biker. It's crazy. We have so many people in this community that are more worried about a bad word than they are about pedophiles. It just, I did. It's let's get back to this one. DHS review claiming roughly 278,000 non-citizens on federal voter rolls found in these disclosures just in these states. They also dropped the information on China collecting 220 million information on 220 million Americans, their voting rolls, voting status. Well proved. They presented the Venezuelan proof of concept where the CIA reported the details of Maduro's regime or his plot to digitally rig Venezuela's 2020 elections. Of course, this is in the past, so it already occurred. They have the evidence. And how the systems were vulnerable to exploitation and disruption. They showed how they were going to make it proof so that no matter how hard you dug, you couldn't find the proof. But they've got it. Here's China's 220 million voter files. Research on the weakest links for voter database, poll books, official election website, who to lean on, whose their families were, election workers. It is absolutely nuts, the evidence that was presented. Mainstream media is not going to care. Not going to care. But if you guys want to track it now, whitehouse.gov election. Well, not election slash. Yeah, I guess it's election slash integrity. No, because the slash is sideways. All right, election integrity. Non-citizen state rolls, they will be keeping up to date. There will be regular updates. It is going to be an ongoing series as they continue to drop more. And it will be very telling whether mainstream media, CBS, NBC, all of these come on ABC, if they come on board and start covering it or not, because the people are watching it. Bromance. Oh, there are a couple of good pieces here I'm going to cover while we wait for Mr. C. Bromance breaks out between man of peace Trump and Azerbaijani president. I just wanted to highlight this one. I love this one. Azerbaijan president praised Donald Trump, his diplomacy, telling a group of journalists at the fourth Shusha Global Median that the president achieved peace between Azerbaijan and Armenia in mere months. Historic feat that Democratic and Republican administrations have failed to accomplish in nearly 30 years. He treated it as something that could be done instead of something that needed isolated. And I think he's onto something here. We have treated the Islam and Israeli as something that can't be fake, just has to be isolated. He took a different approach. He said, why are you guys fighting? Let's back it up. We could all be more prosperous if we would just sit down, have a discussion, and work it out. And now both countries are like, wow, why did nobody ever sit us down at the table and say, it's time to make peace? Touting him as a person who loves peace. Just wanted to highlight this because so many of the things we do in foreign policy, we do because that is how we've always done them, even though they don't work. Even though they don't work. So he's just saying, hey, let's take a different page. Let's look at this differently and make peace. And it works. I just love that story. We got another one. Melanie doesn't trust military government. I don't trust military or government. She thinks they're going to force us to sign an NDA and use it to steal her money. Then where's she going to exchange it? And we telling everybody to go to the bank. That's the part that confuses me with her. We are telling you to go to a redeeming bank, a bank that redeems your currency. We're not telling you to go to some basement place underneath a Walmart or something like it's not worth it. We're talking about going to a redeeming bank. I don't get the need. Maybe she just needs to change her terminology to redeeming bank because God knows that woman is causing me so much crap, emails, questions. She robs me of 5, 6 hours a week because of those comments. I like her just fine, but I'm really tired of the emails asking me that question. GOP Senator readies a sanction bill against Canada as toxic wildfires smoke chokes millions. Does nobody see the irony of this one's? Does nobody see the irony? Canada, which keeps telling the US how evil and bad we are, we're these polluters, everything America is evil, with incredible amount of sanctimonious. Anyways, now we've got all this smoke, all these toxic flames. Can't breathe because Canada doesn't want to take care of their own wildfire. And I know there's more to it than that. I am making light of it because the sweet irony, as they tell us we're responsible for all these things, and now they're being sued, or a bill to place sanctions against Canada for not keeping their smoke on that side of the border. Can't control it. It's kind of like the US. We've got to do this. So the Paris Climate Accords, it doesn't change the overall pollution. It changes where you pollute. But we're in a world, the air doesn't care about your border. It's going to float right over it. To me, when you look at all of their claims, their green agendas and everything else, and then you see the hypocrisy, it's too funny to laugh at. It's too funny to laugh at. Freudian slip. No, I'm just at a crunch on time, and I don't think enough people in the community understand it. Podcast is not my life. It's not my job. It's not my main job. It is something I do because I enjoy my time with you guys, and I want to help people. When it becomes uncomfortable, when it takes too much, when you guys ask too much, one of them's got to go, and it'll be the podcast. Everybody's like, no, you need to cover this. No, you need to do that. No, you need to have this person on. Why is your website not done? All I want to do is tell you guys, and why don't I have more time to talk to my kids? Why don't I have more time to rest? Why don't I have more time? Just push comes to shove. You can ease up or you can find your information somewhere else. Stop pushing. Because I do love the community. Don't be the person that ruins it for everybody else. Dr. Harry, I appreciate you. I'm not going to drop them just for the benefit of dropping the F bombs, but when I'm trying to get your attention, I will occasionally use profanity as an exclamation point. Lexi's birthday on Saturday. Happy birthday, Miss Lexi. Uncle Bear's birthday coming tomorrow. Reading a few of these. Trying to make sense of these. Let's see, has called redeeming banks. They're redeeming banks, they're redeeming banks, they're redeeming banks. I don't know what that confusion and why people need to ask. Bad hair and who you guys that are suffering from the air, sound off wherever you're at. And now think about the people in Canada losing homes, losing land, smoke they're dealing with. It's a natural disaster, is what I'm getting at. Sebastian, any validity to the IQD? I can't prove it. Do I believe it to be absolutely accurate? Yes. Astro fans, oldest son, 33 today. He just caught up with my oldest son, Astro fans. Happy birthday to him. Code man. Oh, it is time right now. Let's do this thing. Good catch. It is exactly time to bring them in. Let's do this thing. Yeah, it's not that it's like people that don't appreciate your time. I'm just like, who raised them? Who raised them to expect people to just give them everything? It's the entitlement generation. And it doesn't seem to be, it's not really, it's the entitlement period of the world. It's more of a phase. It doesn't seem to matter how old people are. Hello, Mr. C.
Good morning, Mark. How are you today?
I am good. How about yourself? Have you enjoyed my rants this morning?
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know how more people don't pop off. I mean, I hope they don't.
Many years I was given the same treatment, so I think you're doing great.
I appreciate that one. I still do need to find more patience, and I work on it. I used to have like no patience. I think God's just using it to train me, soften me up.
As we get older, we get more patience.
Or we just come to the realization that being pissed off all the time doesn't really help.
True. Very true.
Yeah, see, I'm with Lori. Just stop calling her Redemption Center and everything's fixed. Just start calling her Redeeming Bank.
Well, it's like everybody wants to redefine the word is. It's crazy.
Yep. All right. Anyways, maybe I just need to pop on, do one with Melanie to just explain my approach, and maybe all would be better then. Mr.
That would be interesting.
That would, yeah. I like her. I do. Mr. C, what do you think about the remarks that Scott Bessent made about his staff having visited Fort Knox and claiming we have over $1 trillion in gold stored there?
Ha, ha, ha. I don't believe it. Nice bit of his propaganda.
Yeah, I'm one of those, prove me wrong. Because I think Scott Bessent lied, or the people lied to him. I don't think it's there. I'm okay being wrong, though. Prove to me that I'm wrong. I will absolutely take it back in a heartbeat and apologize publicly that I was wrong.
That's like the Queen's gold. They said their gold is still there. And she went and checked, and it was just a gold.
Yeah, and all the people telling her were there lied to her. Yeah. She wasn't there.
Yep.
Roxanne, thank you.
That's why she fired the Mervyn King, who was in charge of the Bank of England, for stealing the gold with G and W.
Yeah, well, somebody said he never said it was in Fort Knox. Said they visited Fort Knox, and we have $1 trillion in gold. Yeah, I think we need to do a deep dive on that one. I really need to do a deep dive on all the election stuff, but I know we don't really have time to get through it. Did you watch the president's announcement, speech, whatever you want to call it, last night?
No, I was in bed. A lot of hard-working days these days. It's almost as bad as being on the phone. Writing this book and putting it together is incredible.
No, I can imagine the effort it takes, and to do it without AI, even more.
Yeah, and I'm going to avoid that at all possible.
Let's see. Question, Mr. C. Why is Iraq the keystone to set off the GCR?
It is not. It's a separate barrel of gold going to Iraq and the rest of the countries. The operation that I'm involved in is releasing the codes on the gold bullion that will make their dollar gold back around the world for all those inventories.
Yeah. I've often been told that it can happen without Iraq, but it's not going to happen without Iraq.
Iraq is a signatory to the gold treaty. They cannot jump ahead of the treaty being executed.
Yeah, look at all these people doing a deep dive, all accounted for, chose his words carefully, didn't actually say it was there, said it was all accounted for at current rate. Think we're
Well,
gonna
that's
have to, I mean,
true.
even Trump told us percent was central casting.
It's accounted for because it will be recovered from the Interpol group once the RV occurs, but it's not on site.
Um, yeah, well, one, I don't think it exists. I think it is the gold that's being loaned to us, but that's just my opinion.
Well, it was first off, it was stolen by Bush Senior, and then it was restolen or taken in charge of by the Interpol group in 2007 with the firefight at Fort Hood. And now it's under the auspices of the Golden Dragon and the Interpol. And once the RV is initiated, the gold is going to be brought back.
Question, a non-cool for you, Mr. C. Do you think showing the major news network, or think showing the major news networks not covering Trump's speech last night will be part of the insurrection? That will be part of their destruction. People, you must show them. I keep saying them not covering it's the biggest story of the year.
Well, it's a given by the Golden Dragon when this thing started off that there would be perp walks by all the rats, quote unquote, and that includes the media. That includes those who are in charge of the media, mainstream. So yes, we are going to see adjudication and retribution.
Unfortunately, Dr. Pops, I have to apologize and admit when I'm wrong all the time. That's the problem with news. When you're trying to be at the front of the news cycle, you get it wrong a lot. Um, just like last week when I got it wrong, or was it earlier this week when I said Iran was wanting 2 billion per ship to go through, was 2 million. I totally missed the number, and had to put it out there, but it happens. Get things wrong all the time.
There's a question here whether I'm very irritated that this is not done. Yeah, it's been 36 years and I'm not happy. And it is, every day is a new, what shall we say, a new struggle to maintain my mental stability as well as finish the book and waiting for this thing to happen.
Robert, with a question for you. Do you feel in your gut, Mr. C, that this is our year? They're not asking for a date. Just do you think this is our year?
I do. When you look at the giant puzzle coming together in the sky with all the international machinations that's happening, yes, I'm very encouraged. We have never been this close before, especially when you look at the payment of the institutions, the funding of the Indian nations, which is we've never seen that before. The gold, historical gold people, gold bond people getting paid. I think it's fantastic. And yes, I do.
Mr. C, do you think President Trump removed the gold from the Vatican during his first term? You remember all those stories, plane load after plane load of gold?
No, it was not Trump. It was the Interpol and the Golden Dragon. They had over 5,000. The Cardinals had over 5,000 accounts in the bank, and there were many, many, many more accounts of the politicians around the world and other rats who are getting paid by Bush Senior to allow the destruction of America.
That one's funny. I'm going to keep going here and find you some more good questions.
Okay.
Mr. C, so why are Zimbabwe Zim bonds going to be worth so much in the base currency? Well, I'm not certain the second part on Light Warriors and the base currency to fund the humanitarian projects.
I have no idea. I'm not
involved. All right. I should probably back up here. I think I get where you're going, Light Warrior. I was told that the Zim bonds were being used because this has taken so long, because they should have seen Mr. C 20 years, 30 years ago, that these funds that were set aside for humanitarian purposes have been accruing interest. When you have that kind of money, it accrues a lot of interest, a heck of of a lot of interest.
Yes.
So I was told that because they had their initial humanitarian projects, that they were going to make it possible to distribute all this extra wealth that was being created because of how long it's taken in interest. So it was created as a way. It's not, stop thinking of it as a currency and start thinking of it as your golden ticket to go to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. It is a way to get it in the hands of people that will do good and humanitarian things with it. I don't know if that was a good description, Mr. C. I don't know of a better way to describe it.
In 2011, when I was giving the lowdown on what Bush Sr. did to me with Clinton, I was told I would get back all the monies that were stolen, all the earnings that was made, plus interest. And the interest at that time was 6%. So, yeah.
If people understood how much money banks actually make, like credit cards company, you're paying a point or two, or you're paying for a whole month's worth of interest, and they only had to flip that money for a few hours. The money that the bank's probably making 30-40% on your money every month when they've got it in there. The amount of times they flip it and turn it over, it's crazy the money they make. So then you start thinking about, like, you hear about investment platforms, and you think about all that money that's been sitting there for humanitarian. It's massively bigger because of the delay.
Well, to give you some idea, Chris Story uncovered actual documentation that the Federal Reserve has a hole of $500 trillion. That's how much the banks were making.
Wow. Do the math. Stunning.
Yeah.
Patty, I think a lot of people have an unrealistic or unrealistic hopes on this one. Mr. C, will all the fires and disasters stop when the Sarah Gessera starts?
I doubt it. The Sarah Gessera basically is a writing of the ship regarding ethics in government and the punishment of the rats who have stolen your money, my money, and who have basically tried to disintegrate and destroy the United States of America.
We can hope that any HARP or government-caused disasters slows or disappears. We hope disappears, but there's still going to be evil, bad people out there. But you're still going to have droughts. You're still going to have some hurricanes. Not everything that happens in the world is HARP or your government hating you. I know that's a unpopular belief, but 1,000 years ago, before we had the technology to do it, there were still natural disasters. Mount Masumi, you still had eruptions. It's just the world we live in.
One has to understand that the Sarah itself was a legislation piece signed multiple times by Obama, W, and the Supreme Court signed off on, or Justice Roberts. Was basically to correct the proprieties and the thievery of the politician class of the United States of America. And that's where, and then it just went from there because the Chinese, Golden Dragon, and Interpol thought that was a good idea to make it worldwide. That's why it's part of the protocols of the Gold Treaty.
Mitchell, Mr. C, considering we have to see perp walks and no big arrests have been made, how are we going to see an RV before the midterms?
That's a good question, but we are rolling toward it. If they are close to the, what shall we say, the prognosticated time frame, sometime later this month is when we will see the RV. At that point, martial law will kick and we will see the perp walks, with or without the midterms.
Arville, so what are the names of banks that the gurus say are redeeming in the UAE? There's so many. I don't even know where to start. If you have a bank that does exchange foreign currency, they're part of it. That's a question that drives me nuts because 99% will participate. They may have to send it off to another bank, but they're going to participate.
I agree.
There's too much money for them not to.
Yes.
That's like Lowe's saying, I don't want your money to buy lumber. Go buy it somewhere else.
Huh.
They're going to want to sell you.
That can happen.
Yeah, if you see a good one, or Mr. C, or if there's something we probably should start off before I look for any questions. Have you heard anything? The Chinese reached out, Interpol reached out, Treasury. Has anybody reached out to you this week? And have you heard anything about bonds or CMKX?
Well, the word that I'm getting from the old timers is basically that in the next few days, which is what corresponds to what you said earlier, they're going to start continuing, or they're going to start paying out, say it that way, fiat money. That's the Indian nations and the historical bonds. And then after that, it's just a matter of operation of law, basically, that becomes continuing within what, a few days to 10 days. So at this point, based on what I'm hearing, we're on schedule for sometime this month.
Ooh, I like that timing. Dreamer, this is another one of those where people are fighting over terms and terminologies. The Iraqi government told us that their plan was to increase the purchasing power and then issue new notes. They never said they were going to just lop the currency off, but for some reason, somebody put it out there, and now you can't get rid of the idea, and everybody thinks they're just going to chop the zeros and not change any values. I don't know what to say other than nobody that is very clued in or has studied the documentation from Iraq thinks it's just a plain old lop.
Well, if we talk about new notes, maybe that's the gold-backed notes.
Yep. Yeah, I don't even know. That's another one I'm so tired of covering. I know I need to find a second, a 50th, 100th wind, but I don't know if I can. You'd be curious. You know anything about the dark web other than just hearing about the dark web?
I don't have time to find out.
Dominated. Have they paid out any German bonds yet? Not that I know of. I know a lot of them that have positioned. I know a lot of folks that have gone through the paperwork, the vetting, the everything, but I don't know ones that have received asset-backed dollars for selling them yet. Boy, I tell you, this is going to be one. I don't know, Mr. C. Does Mr. C think Zim bond versus regular currency?
Wow. Again, I was told by Interpol to stay out of this currency operation, so I really don't have any real things to say about the currency exchanges.
Yeah, for me, bond sell for less than face value all the time. Too many people seem to think they're getting a face value, but even if it were a face value, they said they would cover it with Zimbabwe dollars. Zimbabwe also calls their a dollar. It doesn't mean they're covering it in US dollars.
You have to get into the language of the bond itself to find out what payments can be.
Mr. C, will UAL execs who use 9/11 to steal 67,000 pensions, 33% of our wages, be dealt with? I am one of the many flight crew who flew on 9/11 planes after 9/11.
That is correct. They will be.
Yep.
They will be rounded up and adjudicated like everyone else. Thievery is thievery. Fraud is fraud.
Let's see. Rate is in the budget. No RV until it's passed. CBI can't do it, but they can also pass the budget in 3.2 minutes. So much of this to me is just prepared. It is ready. They just need to go.
There's a question regarding Gesera happened before the RV. Well, it's possible, but it's very unlikely because to do the Gesera RV protocols, you need money, you need gold-backed currency, you need the QFS. Source of funds, use of funds.
I like these. So, Keith, this is good. So, in a nutshell, what do you do to for them to owe you money? Why the big bucks for Mr. C?
I worked my tail off. I've exposed myself to a lot of interesting stuff. First off, they use my name and my companies to qualify with the World Court to hypothecate and sell the check funds and precious metals over 6,000 metric tons well worth over $32 trillion. Secondly, I told Senior to shove the job he wanted to work for. He wanted me to work for him with my new securities broker dealer. I told him to shove it up his butt. I didn't take the exam, it was just to work for him. And so he marketed me around the world, and I was involved in many, many transactions, of which I never got paid for, including all the monies that that was owed to Leo. We went through the Queen. The Queen granted me a $6.2 trillion loan to do the U.S. dollar refunding, which Bush Senior stole again. He stole it twice. So there's a tremendous amount of money out there. The monies owed to me are somewhere in the vicinity of $7 trillion to $32 trillion. Now, that doesn't mean that's all the money I'm going to get, because I have to redistribute other funds. So it's massive.
One, I just want to say happy birthday, Flambion, to your grandson, Amani. We've got a couple of yellow Flambions that are in bloom right now here in the Kamoy area that are just what a pretty tree. What a pretty tree. Totally sidetracked there for you, Mr. C. I've seen Treebeard's questions about Mr. C's take on stargates and portals and all that kind of stuff. We've actually talked about that before. Whether there's going to be an alien reading you at the exchange, or whether they're here to do this to free us from humanity. I can't imagine they care, but what's your take?
I don't imagine that when they come see me and I put the codes in, I'm going to get a new set of wings. I just don't see that. Human beings are human beings. The human condition will continue on. That's good or bad. And it's up to us to basically qualify to get into heaven. And that's, there's a lot of things involved in this, but frankly, I don't have the time or the energy to try to figure out if I'm going to be greeted by aliens.
I know, I'm with you. Do I think they're real? Yeah, sure, I do. Let's see, Patty. No, you won't be able to take your stamps to the RV to exchange them. A lot of people with money may start paying more for stamp collections, though. I know if I were a collector and suddenly came to a lot of wealth, I'd probably be giving you a call. Hey, still got those stamps for sale?
Interesting.
Mark and Mr. C, what's Mr. C's opinion? What are the likelihood that anyone who got in office by means of election fraud will actually be tried?
A lot. And when the Gold Treaty was put together in 2013 and signed off, I was told that only 8 of the sitting members of Congress of both houses would not be adjudicated. 8 out of what, 500? So I think that's a given.
Here's actually a pretty good question. Howard with one. What did they do with Cheney's dinars, or the pallets of dinars they found? This actually made some real news. I want to forget if it was going to Paraguay or Uruguay. And it was named, pallets of currency. Of course, it was headed towards the Bush farm is the general consensus, but prove it or not prove it, I can't. So we have to leave it as alleged. Any thoughts what they've done with all that currency that we heard about?
Well, a lot of that was counterfeit, but most of it was issued by Senior, and all of it eventually, no matter who owned it, once you work for Bush Senior, the money goes back to Bush Senior. And that's what Bill Barney found. That's what Leo found. Everybody found that out, even Dana. So he was the end result of all monies made under anyone's name under the auspices of Bush Senior.
I like this one. Do not overthink this. Please use KISS method of thinking. I love that. Keep it stupid simple. Too many people are overthinking it.
Yes.
Dawn, perhaps already discussed, Trump's speech was not a nothing burger and was meant for those that are awake. And they did not require ABC, NBC, CBS to cover it, since that's how they watch. No, I'm with you. I think that was to finish putting a nail in mainstream media, is my opinion. What do you think? Should we take a birth certificate to the redeeming bank with our currency? Are they going to pay us for those birth certificates?
No, they're not. That's not a fungible asset. That money is gone. Will never be recovered, and it will not be paid out by the Golden Dragon.
Um, uh, Another side one there. Somebody want to know if you are suffering from the Canadian smoke in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's pretty bad out there. It smells and feels more like it's a rubbish fire than a forest fire. So it's very interesting. Burning tires. It's really wild.
Jabril, no HCL has not passed yet, but we shared an article straight out of the gate from a KRG senior official. Said, "Hey, now that we got SCUDA and the tariff stuff done, one last piece. Let's pass the HCL." Some of you guys is just awesome. Blessings in abundance. Oh, somebody just trying to pin you down. I know you said this year they're trying to pin you to the month of July.
I wish I knew. That's my opinion on how I see things happening. Obviously, I could be wrong. Have been wrong for a long time, over 30 years.
Real Dobie, Mr. C, are you aware that arrests, tribunals, executions have been ongoing since 2018? It all started with the envelopes at Bush's funeral.
Well, it started before that, but yes, I've been aware, and I've been watching the news regarding Gibbo, and I see that they're going to take over the, what is that called, the alligator Alcatraz down in Florida.
Yeah, what do you think's
It's going
happened?
to be interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Go
What do you
ahead.
think's happened to all the Bush money? Have they collected? Have they gone after it? Some of this illegal money that supposedly exists from, I don't know, Pickett to Ayatollahs to former presidents that had squirreled away, millions, billions, and trillions.
Well, I was told by Interpol that they have tracked it and have gained control of it. When I put the codes in, all the RV goes to zero, so all that money that they made goes to zero. If it's going to be paid back, like in your fines, interest, and penalties, they convert it to gold-backed currency and then pay it out. But that's basically it. And it's not going back to the rats.
So, Mr. C, you're saying that we're not getting birth certificate monies?
No?
I don't think we are. I wish we were. I mean, sounds really cool, but I don't know. You guys do the math. If every single American suddenly got, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, some cases $1 billion, how do you think the world would work? If you do that kind of math, how do you think the world would work?
Think of it this way. If you were the Chinese putting up gold bullion for this revaluation, would you be paying for everybody's birth certificates in or alive? Would you be paying for stupid debts, gambling debts, etc.? There's a limit to what they're going to pay. Even on the debt jubilee, there's a limit. So be very careful about what you really want.
Mr. C, do you think silver certificates are going to be redeemable?
Yes, I do.
I
Under our Constitution, silver is backing our currencies, has been for many years. So yes, I do.
believe you to be correct too. Now, can I guarantee this with absolute certainty? No, but I was told from a number of different sources that in those silver certificates, each one represents a Morgan silver dollar. So if you had a $1 silver certificate, it represents a silver Morgan, which is like 0.74 ounces of actual silver in it. So you just have to do the math based on the street value of the metal or the spot price. A 5 has 5 ounces. That's what I've been told over and over and over.
You also have to understand that those are U.S. Treasury obligations, not Federal Reserve.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying how crazy the Canadians fires smell. But think about it. I mean, burn down a tract of wood. Maybe there's an abandoned car in it. Maybe it's somebody's house. Maybe it's somebody's farm. You're gonna have burning tires. Oh, it's an ecological disaster going on right now in Canada and parts of the U.S.
Parts of the U.S.
and heart goes out to all those people that are losing land, generations, homes. I make light of it over the whole, suing or sanctioning Canada about keeping their smoke on their side of the border. I find that just funny, but in a kind of weird graveside humor, like dead baby jokes. And there's nothing funny about dead babies, but they would, anyways.
Gary, one of the things you asked me about back taxes, can you pay back? The only taxes you're going to get back are those from the IRS, because that's a fraudulent operation.
Oh, Bambi, keep adding people to the birthday list.
Good.
Have you thought about how and when they will let us know what actual gold we have, and when they revalue it? Because I mean, right now we're 42.22 an ounce.
Yeah, I think so. All of that will be clear, and transparency again as part of this operation. So there'll be a full transparent view on the gold that we have. And, look at the dinar held by the Treasury. That's over 7 trillion. So, I mean, it's huge.
Any thoughts on this? Iraq is supposed to sign massive package today, largest in history, all kinds of investments. Your thoughts on it and its implementation? Do you think it's key to this, not key to this?
With Iraq, it's a coinciding operation. It's not key to our doing a revaluation, but it is coinciding with the complete roundup of all the rats and the Sarah worldwide. Yeah.
All right. I don't know how this is going to work. And some of the bigger we used to ask you a lot more Nasera Jacera style questions back in the day, and they quit asking as many. How do we handle the assets from the now corporate government seems to have put in place documents and supposed titles of owning this huge chunk and that, when most of those things were supposed to belong to the Republic, our people, not some created corporation from Europe?
That's a good question. I think that's going to be sorted through by the common law. And by the way, the Supreme Court's going to go through its own adjudication process. Several of those people are not going to be justices, so we're going to have new justices appointed. And we know that we're going to go back to the organic Constitution, and how far back, I don't know. So there's going to be a revaluation on the amendments to the Constitution as under the corporation. So it's a good question. I don't know the answer.
It is a great question that I've just not really put any thought in. I'm certain that I can make it make sense, but I need to start. That was one of my favorite questions of the day, by the way. Not that it matters to most of you guys what my favorite questions are. CLK on this one said, if we're going to get back what we paid into the IRS, does that mean Social Security is totally going away? And I think we missed this. I'm saying, or my belief is that we get back the income taxes we paid. I don't think we get back the matching part of Social Security.
No, just the income tax demanded by the IRS. The Social Security will still be around.
Somebody just said hi from Michigan to Mr. C, and it reminded me of what I told my sister this morning. After last night, we were just a little family back and forth group chat about Trump's speech last night, or the election stuff, and how NBC, CBS, ABC, CNN, they all refused to carry it. And I would just point it out that it's just making it very clear that nobody trusts them. Things they trust more would be roadside sushi in Tijuana, chased down with a glass of unfiltered water from the Rio Grande, and the appetizer is going to be a salad from Chipotle in Michigan, where they're getting hit for all the explosive diarrhea. Those are the things I trust more than mainstream media.
I agree. It's all propaganda. And the fact that, and I'll come back to this, I'm not hyping the book. I'm just telling you, there's a lot of stuff in this book that's very interesting regarding propaganda. And it's I find it funny that Biden's coming out with a book, and if you noticed on the screen, that's a triple spaced book. His book is about not even the size of mine, and mine is double space, or actually 1.5 space book. So it's just tremendous. But there's a lot of propaganda that's out there that's got to be dispelled.
Boy, I didn't even notice the time. Going to squeeze in a couple more, and then I need to bounce over to Luke because I didn't even notice the time running away. Linda, do you think we're going to get that raise to our Social Security?
Yes, I do.
I'm of the mindset that I don't think we're getting more Social Security so much as once we reset and move our dollar back to value, our purchasing power goes up 3 or 4 times. But either one would work. I just want the quality of life, the extra money, the affordability, all to go better. I'm just not certain how it's going to look, but I very much believe our retired folks and our disabled are going to be far better cared for.
Right. Did a zip. I did a zip talking about the South American investments of the Bush family. They had to give those up to the Chinese because of what they owed them. So they're not going to get them. The Bushes are going to be lucky to stay alive after this is over.
Boy, that's I don't know. You know, the Bush purchasing aquifers, South America, Jenna Bush beneficiary. I believe with Nasser Jassera that we're going to go to a fee simple. You're going to own everything below you, which is going to cause some issues with mining rights, etc., oil rights, etc. It's going to be interesting how this pans out.
The question is going to be source of funds to buy that.
Yeah, I know I need to be wrapping it. Mr. C, if there's anything you want to touch on before we call this one a wrap, just scream.
Oh, the only thing I need to really say is thank you to Lyman. I appreciate it very, very much. Actually, I enjoy this. It's kind of surprising to me because I am tired, but it's enjoyable to see the people's interest, your listeners' interest in what's going on and how it affects them. And believe me, it's going to get more intense after the RV. So thank you for the opportunity of getting on my soapbox, answering questions, and I sure hope they do show up the next week or so. No, otherwise, I'll see you next week.
I appreciate you, Mr. C. Take care.
Take care. Bye now.
Hopefully Mrs. C doesn't call me and harass me for keeping him longer. We try to take it easy on Mr. C's voice out of respect for him and the heck he has been put through. Karen, I know years ago I was told that it would be the equivalent of about $5,000 a month. And that was before, that would be like in the late 20-teens. So that'd be more like $6,000 in purchasing power today. But I was told a mixed thing between purchasing power and or dollars. Birthdays. Let me sing real quickly, and then we're going to spend some quality time with Lukai. Well, Lucas and the Lukai. Wonder if it's, wait, does it work that way, Lucas? Like mice, meese?
Yes, 100% it does.
I think if you have 2 Lucases in a room, it's the Lukai.
I think my wife would be very unhappy with that.
Yeah. All right, let me sing.
I think that's a nightmare. You go right ahead.
All right. Dana and Tegan, Anthony, Stageworks, Lily, Lexley, Uncle Bear, Margie, Bambi, Amani, Lisa, Christopher, Starla, and more. So they tell me it's your birthday. Well, happy birthday, darling. May you live, may you love, may all your dreams come true. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. To all those celebrating happy birthday. Now let's, wait a minute. Yep. I tried to remove you and put you back in, clicking the wrong buttons.
No, it's been crazy, Mark.
Yeah, okay, website down. I mean, how many more crazies can we throw at you today?
Oh my gosh, I finally got it back up, but it was hard because we just sent out the email blast too. And everyone, I mean, obviously just getting blown up like, hey, website's down, all this stuff. I mean, it's just been crazy. Look like someone's trying to hack in on the other end.
Yeah.
So that's been fun to deal with. So we think we have everything patched, everything's good. But I feel bad because there are a lot of people who wanted to order and everything this morning, and they just got frustrated and gave up. Um, so I got something to remedy that.
Yeah.
I have something in my back pocket. We're gonna go through it. Before
I
we get
like
into
it.
anything, want to let you guys know there two things on the special. Check it out, and
Oh, wait a
especially
minute.
to and
Let,
and
let me slow them down and do it this way first, guys. Good. If you're interested, I'm going to put a ticker up in a minute because they'll even have their new number on it. You get into the CBD Gurus by going to the website, thecbdgurus.com. You look for the wholesale button up here, MarkZ Wholesale. Click it to get in. Passcode is all lowercase KRAMCBD. I'll hit the eyeball so you can see it. Hit the enter button, and you are in the specials. All right, now back to Mark and Lucas.
no. So I want to tell you this. So right now you get 20% off your order. But one thing we get a lot of, and I was like, you know what? I think this would be a great opportunity. One thing we're doing is, so say you go in there and you buy a lion's mane capsules and apple cider vinegar gummies. What we're doing is that we're throwing in a product that you don't currently buy, but it's in the same genre, right? So maybe the probiotic and vitamin gummies, or maybe the mushroom gummies, or something else, or even the mushroom coffee. We're just going to throw that in with your package, where you're not going to see it on your end because it'll be a complete random product, but it'll still be in kind of the same genre that you're currently purchasing, but maybe something you haven't tried. And we have been looking back at your people's past orders to see things that they haven't tried that we thought that you may like, so that you can try. If you're like, well, I don't know if I want to get it yet or whatever, we thought we'd throw it in there so you can at least try out new products. But obviously, with our site being down and this whole issue that we've been dealing with since midnight, just come to find out now. But because of that, one thing is we're nearly going to match your order. So most of the orders like that are today and tomorrow, like if you spend X amount of money, we're going to match that. We're going to throw a ton of products in. It's it. I mean, you may get more than what you want,
Now,
and that's kind of the point for today and tomorrow. We're just Mark. I'm not like I feel bad because We've been talking to these people that are like, hey, I really wanted to, before work today. I really wanted to get this order in, but I can't buy anything. And we're like, dude, guys, don't worry. You buy later. Put it in there so we can see. And a lot of people are like, hey, I want to buy 3 jars of this. Awesome. I'll throw 4 bags of coffee in or 3 bags of coffee in or whatever, with your order. So it's going to be pretty fun. People are going to have, but you're not going to know until you get it.
um, and this may be totally off base. Maybe you'll appreciate my strange sense of humor. When you said that random product, you're just going to throw it in an order. I was thinking of that Saturday Night Live sketch. I think it was Saturday Night Live, where it's like, in a Chinese factory and they're making condoms and they're putting them into the package and they're going, no baby, no
Yes.
baby, no baby. And they hit one with a needle, baby, just like randomly.
Yes.
And I keep picturing you going through the boxes with like some random, 10 milligram gummy or something.
Well,
Baby.
it was like because someone put in someone bought a broad spec gummies. They just bought 1 jar broad spec. And I was talking to Mason, he's filling the bag, and he's like, hey, there's this one, I can just do a little box. I was like, no, do a big box. He was like, what? And so he put in 2 bags of coffee, and all they bought was 1 jar of gummies of the broad spec. And he's like, they can't even see the gummies that they bought. I'm like, it's all right. It'll be underneath. They'll find it. They'll find it.
You're expecting like a little envelope of a package and it comes
And you
in
get
this
this
like,
exactly. They're like, what did I order? And then their wife's gonna be like, you bought all this stuff? He's like, no, I only bought 1 jar of gummies. They just packed the entire box full. So That's, but we're trying to, kind of do multiple products, especially things, and we can't do it on everyone, but we're trying to go back through and look at, your past orders and be like, okay, this is what they typically have bought and this is typically what they want, but we want you to try some of the other products. I'm the same way. It's hard for me to break out of my shell and to be able to be like,
Mhm.
I'll try that or try that. And so this is, I would love for, I always try to think of, I would love for a company to do this. And they never do it. So that's what we're trying to do this time to kind of give people the option and be able to try all these different cool new products.
So now that you have the power of Skeletor, the power of Skeletor,
The
you're just gonna
power.
make it happen.
Yeah, well,
I
it's
have the
like,
power.
like it's like you're a kid and you walk through a candy shop and you're like, man, I wish this guy would just let me try all this candy. And then you're an adult and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna do it.
No, I like it. Um, oh wait, I see this one from Keith, Canadian in the West. No, I tell you, you conservative Canadians are some of my absolute favorite people. Just like,
Awesome.
I mean, just you want to talk about salt of the earth. Some just it's a whole different. I love them.
So we used to go every year, Labor Day. We would go up to a off-grid cabin in Canada, and it was like a 14-hour drive north. And we'd go up to this cabin, no electricity, nothing. And there was always the neighbor. He was just a good old boy. And we would bring him, because it's so expensive up there, we would bring him like 2 cases of beer, and he would let us use his boat for the entire work week fishing. And he just knew that we'd get his boat for the entire week. We'd bring him a couple of cases of beer, and it was a blast.
You got to just love them. That Power Grayskull, yes, I totally messed that one up. But I'm glad other people got my strange sense of humor there. Lucas, with various CBD and broad spectrum, is there an ideal time to take it? That's a good question. Because like some of them, the CBGA, some of them can give you energy. Is the broad spectrum, would there be certain times that are better to take that in a day, certain times that are not as good?
Broad spectrum, you're not going to have the super high concentrations of CBG, so I wouldn't worry about taking it in the like afternoon, like I would say the Miracle Gold. So I actually I like the broad spec in the morning, but I also like it in the evening because I feel like it helps me sleep better. And then I pair, say, the 50 milligram broad spec gummy with the CBN as well.
Um,
Because as we
Go ahead.
learned, CBD helps the CBN connect to the receptor. So
Carmen with a good one, Carmen Hernandez. Lucas, what's the name of the gummies that are for sleep but without the melatonin? Your new ones.
yeah, so those are the
Are they
CBN
out of
sleep
stock?
gmeys. They shouldn't be. There's no way.
I mean, I don't
I
know.
hope not.
I didn't see them in
Let's
the special one. I
check.
was just or like initially. I mean, it'd be great if they were because that's how many you've been selling, but it'd also suck if they were.
I know. I need to they shouldn't be out of stock, but they're the CBN sleep gummies. Now here's one cool thing, guys. You can still, if you find them, they may not be we're also having kind of problems with some of the products and stuff transferring over. But if you I accidentally clicked that I wasn't 21, so it
Now you got
actually
to.
won't let me on the
Now
site.
it thinks you're lying.
I'm 15, guys.
Uh,
But you can still, okay, so yes, even on the front page, guys. So it's the second product. It's CBN Sleep, and you can still add it there, even though you
they'll still
guys
go in your
are.
cart.
Yes. So even if you guys don't have to click on it in the MarkZ wholesale page, even though all the kind of secret deals are made back there, you can still use that code by clicking on the product on the front page and adding it to your cart and then putting the code in after the fact.
Now think about this one, guys. The CRAM, KRAM, CBD, that gets you into the wholesale side. The code at checkout for that random product, though, is a different. That's random 20, RANDOM 20, which gets you 20% off, and they sneak in a free product when you order.
Oh, a free product. There's going to be products sneaked in, plural.
Products.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. CBN are not on the wholesale. No, they're not in the wholesale. That's why he was saying you got to catch them on the front page right now. They inherited a really messed up website they're trying to get straightened out. Scotty's working with them. They just give them time. It's gonna make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and if you've noticed, I'm trying to do some of the rendering so you can actually look what the product looks like, instead of the label. So trying to make those adjustments, it's just a lot of work right now, but it's coming together. But yeah, you can definitely click on the front page, still get your coupon code, and obviously you put in random 20, and that signals to the guys to obviously have some fun with throwing in a ton of extra products into your box.
Yeah,
So
and guys, if you run across an issue with the website, whatever, you can email them, let them know. 90% of the time, it's Lucas answering the emails. info@cbdgurus.com.
yeah, and hey, the number's up there too. Throw us a text because I'll see that as well.
And that is scrolling at the top of your screen, guys. I've dropped the actual link for you to click in chat a couple of times on the different platforms, and I will continue to do that so you guys can find it. Let me do that one. And I want to bounce to like some of these products just because there is some confusion between CBD Gurus, Mr. Heels, two different companies, two friends. That's Lucas and I. We try to, each company can only carry so many products and do them well and make a quality product. So you need more than one person out there, and we work together to try to not step on each of those different products. Like he focuses on the ones, the fives, the build up, what 99% of the people would take. Over there, the heavier
Yeah.
duty stuff for the very experienced person. But if you have suggestions to help us work together, we'd love to hear it too.
Yeah, you could think of Mr. Heels as like the HD of the trucks.
Yeah, the
Heavy
HD of the
duty.
when it comes to anything CBD, that's like right. Those are for those that aren't afraid of THC.
Yeah, heavy duty.
Heavy duty. So I know a lot of people.
That's a great way to look at it.
And you can only focus and carry so many things and do them well. So we just agreed that, hey, let's complement each other.
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer that's going to be a problem. I know you guys are working on a workaround, but tried to place this order. No THC website refused to ship to Colorado.
Yep. So in that case, call or text. Text may be better and then set up. But what we will do is, because a lot of people from Colorado are like, hey, I just want to buy the mushroom stuff, which is awesome. Right. So throw us a text. What we will do is we will put in a manual order, and we can do the manual orders on our end, and then that way we can get it out to you. So I know it's just an extra step right now, but just throw a text and we can put that all together for you. We'll throw in the manual order, get your address, and ship the stuff directly to you.
Gigby, yeah, no. Last time I had spoke with Matt, he was absolutely still planning on the resorts and looking forward to it. Figured that would be a fun way to do retirement.
Yeah, I think Matt. I don't know what Matt's has planned on that side, but that was definitely his. He was wanting to do that. So
no THC sleep support caps out of stock or something. Sister wants to place an order for them. I'm not familiar with that one.
I don't know that one either.
Caps? I didn't know you did caps. I thought you only did gummies for sleep.
I think so too. And Matt may have done that in the past. Maybe. I don't recall that at all. I never
Yeah, I don't
made those
recall it.
for
I'm
him.
not ruling it out, but he had started ordering some products from some different manufacturers at some point on and off.
I don't remember that. That might have been a while ago.
Yeah. Does the full spectrum oil break a fast? If you are fast, I can't imagine that would be enough calories to break a fast. But
Oh man. So let me think. I'd have
I
to
mean, you're
do
the you're
a
the specialist
K-cal.
here.
I'd have to break down the kcals on say MCT and that, but I mean technically it depends how hardcore you are with your fast, but it may be enough kcals to break your fast depending. Ooh, it just
I
depends how
can't
hardcore
imagine
you
it.
are, Mark.
Yeah, I wish I had an easy answer. I can't imagine it would break consider enough
Well,
to break the fast.
and so it depends on what kind of fast you're on, because some people are on like say a 50 cal fast, right? Which is unbelievably low, right? And then some people like myself, like when I do a fast, 0 cals. Like I'm going to do 0 calories, even like 15 cals, 10 cals, whatever is just way too much. 100% detox. So it really depends. If you're on the 50 cal fast, then it'd probably be okay. If you're on a 0 cal fast, then no, because you're still gonna have some kcals in the oil.
Um, yeah, the drinks. That one we've talked about a lot. A lot of folks are wanting the drinks again, but with all the
I
changes coming to the
know.
laws, I'll just leave that one to you if you want to touch on it.
Well, it's just it doesn't make any sense shipping wise because guys, we'd have to literally charge um double or triple the cost just for the shipping aspect. The weight of it is just so heavy. And USPS and UPS, I think it was June 1st, Mark, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
June 1st, they raised the rates and they literally went up like 50, 60%. At least
Yeah,
USPS did, and UPS went up like nearly 40%.
and
I mean, it's just crazy.
you can go into a Sheets now and get a hemp drive CBD drink, cheaper than you can spend for the shipping.
Yep.
There aren't many states where you just can't walk into your local convenience store and walk out with one now, and it just doesn't make sense to try to compete them. And you got so many people that are just dumping stock because they don't think they're going to be able to sell them this fall. It's boy, that was just a mess. Take advantage of it. Stock up.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Uh,
would definitely just do that with the drinks. I mean, we have the water soluble tinctures, so you can kind of make your own drinks. Um, and
it
it's
is
a
a great
super
alternative.
highly concentrated, obviously a tincture, so you can do your own. It's a great alternative for that. But yeah, it's just the drinks, it would be too expensive for you guys. And I just don't think it's good.
And what he's referring to here, guys, is the water soluble, where it comes in the whole thing. You just add a dropper, a half a dropper, etc. But if you like lemonade, if you like sweet tea, whatever your favorite thing is, you can throw a dropper in it and bam, right there. And if you guys don't remember the price of that thing when it first came out, Lucas has dropped it by a good third since they first started selling it.
Well,
Um,
and it does help that we actually manufacture it all in house. So that's what we're trying to do, guys. We're trying to, you know,
and
help
and
out
we
as much as we possibly can.
last 4 years, we've gone through almost a 40% inflationary period of the last 4 or 5 years, and you have managed to come down in price when everybody else is going up. I mean, kudos.
It's not easy, but that's the thing is like I hate these companies that continue to raise the price, and I know they have no other option, kind of, but at the same time, it's like, guys, like I can't afford this stuff. Like, I mean, you look at protein. I used to buy a bag at Costco for, 29.99. Now it's like $84. I saw it the other day. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Mm. Um, Now, A.M. Miller saying, "Could you get a detox product?"
Oh,
One thing, like Luke's and I are both, we're like nutritional geeks. The science of it, the whole thing, we got. You should listen to our conversations when you guys aren't around on that one. So if you've got good suggestions like that, please make them. I mean, it's not reasonable to carry everything because you can only make. You can only. It's like when you go to a restaurant that has 500 things on the menu as opposed to something with 10. Usually, the one with 10 is far better because they can provide the quality, they can focus the detail. You can only do so many things and do them well. Kind of like me, podcast work, all those, everything suffers a little bit. But make those suggestions because I know Lucas is like me on that front. He's like, "Oh, wait a minute, that's a really good idea."
yeah. Bringing when you said that, it made me kind of chuckle. Unless unless you're a Taco Bell.
Because it's all the same stuff.
They're they're a little under fire right now. But yeah, no, detox. Let me look into that. Let me kind of I have some other things that I'm actually making right now that won't really fit into that ballpark, but it is a whole nother ballpark. The detox would be a good one. The hard part with me, Mark, is a good fast is like the best detox your body can ever do. Like if you do a water fast, obviously can get with your doctor, make sure that everything's good to go health wise for you to do a detox through a water fast. But man, I mean, like there's nearly I don't know anything that does better detox than a true water fast.
Yeah, quality water, that really is your best detox
That
fast.
exactly a good
People may not
RO
want to hear it,
system.
but it's the best.
Maybe we should sell maybe we should with an order like you get a free RO system.
Yeah.
Even that.
A free cup so you can drink your water.
Yeah, exactly.
We can charge $49.99. It comes with a cup and an instruction for taking for doing a water fast. Nothing else.
Oh jeez.
What are the topical uses of 3,500 milligram broad spectrum CBD? I've never used it topically.
I never have either, but CBD does really well at hitting on your number one receptors, or sorry, your number two receptors, which is going to be absorbed through your skin. With CBG and CBC also being in the broad spectrum, you're going to get a good, antimicrobial effect on your skin. We do build up a lot of bacteria and microbes on your skin, so you're going to have a lot of benefit of that. But that's why usually for people who use it topically, we actually kind of navigate more toward the Miracle Gold, because not only does it have the CBG that is crazy high in antimicrobials, but it also has the massive added benefits of the black seed oil as well.
Um,
So I would think that I'm just thinking for cost effectiveness, the Miracle Gold would be better to use topically, and the 3,500 broad spec would be better to take internally.
it makes sense to me. Village Baker, and this one, I'm guessing maybe what's the difference between Miracle Gold gummies? You only have one Miracle Gold gummies, but you have two Miracle Golds, one with CBD, one without, right? Or
Yeah,
one with
or
THC, one without.
one without. So the Miracle Gold gummies is the version of the Miracle Gold that does not have THC. So there's no THC in it. And so what we did is that a lot of people, a good dosing that people take is a half a dropper. So what we did was we took exactly half a dropper, and we put it in the gummy. So instead of trying to, navigate through and take a half a dropper, and a lot of people, vision wise can't see the lines on it. And we do get that a lot. And so they're like, is there an easier way to do this? I'm like, I can put it in a gummy. And so we do it so it's exactly half a dropper in each one of the Miracle Gold gummies.
Um, Creatine source. A lot of people worry, hey, wait a minute, it comes from Pfizer or vaccine makers.
No. 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 Not at all. We don't get our creatine from the pharmaceuticals.
Surfer, I'm busy laughing at that one. That was not related to CBD products, but hilarious. I
But we
dropped an
you
F-bomb earlier about something, and he's like, we need to make a hat that says make the F word great again and sign it.
what's funny is I you know what, maybe we'll throw these I need to get more hats made. Just for fun, like 3 years ago. I'm trying to see if I have it. I don't have it with me. I'll have to get it, and we'll throw them in there. But it's who gives and then a picture of a duck, and then hunting club.
I remember those years
You
ago.
remember that? It's been a
Yeah.
while. We still have. Maybe we'll start throwing those in. People. It's hilarious because I'll wear it every once in a while, and people are like, "Where did you get that at?" I'm like, "We made it," and they're like, "Oh man," and I don't know. It was
Yeah.
just for fun.
Oh, yeah. I think it'd be hilarious for fun. Texas Cal, 72 hours of water fast resets your body system. I do 3-day fast periodically. It is about that 72 hour, almost, according to some of the studies I've read. I mean, do your research, ask your doctor. Any of these things. Lucas, you're listening to Lucas, anybody that comes on health related, if you got a question, ask your doctor.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've read so many studies that you basically crush insulin resistance with a 3-day water fast. It is stunning what it does.
And I think the hardest part that people don't realize too, Mark, is the after, right? So you don't want to come right off of fast and then go and pound, like, go out fast food and just start pounding food. Like you want to, gradually increase foods back into your diet slowly. It's discipline, it's hard, but it helps your body recover even better, and it makes it last so much longer.
See, Trova, is it possible to put testimonials on website? Absolutely. But until he has a place where you can just post them, email him, info at CBD Gurus, and put up your
Yeah,
testimonial. He will put them all over the site.
I'll start putting them up.
Yeah, testimonials are the best form of marketing. True, real, not made believe Chinese bots putting a testimonial. Real testimonials from real people. That to me is the best advertising you're ever going to get in your life.
I agree. I agree. And it's hard because we get a lot of them here on the show. Like we have a lot of people comment through the comments on how it's helped and stuff, but a lot of people say are new on the show and you haven't seen the last, 5 years of testimonials from people. And I have them in my head and people from the show, but no, I agree. It would be nice to be able to post that. So start sending them to us. We'll start going back through the emails. Now, granted, we just took over, so, but we can still go back through and post the testimonials. And guys, like, yeah, we're new, and we just Matt wanted to retire, but you guys also realize that I've been manufacturing for the CBD Gurus since the beginning,
Since the very beginning.
very beginning.
Some folks wanting new because Matt used to the CBD Gurus magnets with the numbers. They could slap it on their freezer, the website. Not a bad idea. And then some people asking, when are the creatine gummies going to be back in stock?
Oh my gosh, the creatine gummies, the bane of my existence. Those things are just we just weight burned 480 kilos last week, trying a different approach. I actually have some new flavors that are not fruit puree because we think the fruit puree is the problem and not allowing the creatine to set up correctly. So yeah, that is literally the only product, Mark, that is just miserable right now, that we are just dumping money in, and just I mean, you know how much we have filled so many dumpsters full of complete just pectin
I
and
believe it.
creatine. We're getting there, guys, slow but sure, but just be patient with us. It's not been fun. As soon as we get a few, some bottles in, they're gone, like almost immediately. So we're doing the best we can to keep up, but getting this on a mass production scale has not been easy.
How much more difficult is manufacturing in the summer in Florida?
Oh, it is 1,000 times worse. 1,000. I mean, when
Because
you
humidity
have,
just goes cuckoo.
oh, I mean, when you're, and the thing, I mean, the amount of water, I mean, we have enough water that we pull out of the air that would probably
Power a
do
new
like 15
AI
homes.
cloud center.
Oh, I know. We just need to. I mean, we could make a lake with the amount of water we pull out. It's crazy. I mean, it just pumps out all day long.
Um, Debbie, anything for knee pain from crystallized spurs on it? All I can think of is just THC to treat it, CBD to help with the inflammation, but all those to me kind of symptomatic.
It is. That's kind of what I feel like too. You're really just, managing the symptoms at that point. I mean, you really got to get with someone to figure out how to get those crystals, break up those crystals, and get them out of there.
Some folks, the creatine, Would you consider doing it in a capsule instead of a gummy?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Maybe.
so we think we're doing a tub right now where, we can have 60 servings, like with a scoop and stuff. And you can, I mean, that's what I do most of the time. If I don't want calories, is I just have my creatine and I just scoop it into my protein shake. So we'll have both those options. May do capsules. That's not a bad idea. The problem is you got to take a lot of capsules or take some big capsules just because the amount of creatine you got to take. But yeah, like we're gonna do some jars. We'll have some jars of the creatine here shortly. Um, that you can scoop it in at least. I mean, you can also just put it in your coffee. The hard part with creatine, though, Mark, people don't realize. So creatine degrades once it hits water at a rate of the degradation schedule is like 9 to 11 minutes. So once you
Wow, I
mix
didn't know that.
creatine in, it did. And so a lot of people, they put it in their
Got a limited
protein
time to
shake.
consume it.
You do, because as soon as you put it in, expose it to water, you have 9 to 11 minutes, somewhere around there, before it degrades into creatinine, and then it's useless in your body. So
Huh.
as soon as it hits your wall, I always tell, like, my wife's the worst one on this. Oh my gosh, I'll make her a protein shake with creatine in it, and it'll sit for like 20 minutes. She'll sip on it. I'm like, it's useless. Why did I even add it? And she was like, well, I just forget about it, or I start cleaning or doing this or doing that. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So yeah, you gotta focus. It's like you gotta focus. You got 5 minutes. You gotta drink this thing. She's like, oh my goodness.
Um, Polycolor, do you have anything for nail fungus? Well, one, don't use the cure word ever. We're not allowed to use that even if you come up with one. The podiatrist keeps giving me some nail polish or whatever. I've had a number of people here, and I've even done this on one toe. Use the Miracle Gold drops and just put them straight on the toe. That and age spots, and had great. I used to have a really bad age spot. You can't see it over there because Miracle Gold got rid of it. Don't know how, the why. Maybe it's coincidence or whatever, but I've used it for both of those to great effect.
I'm telling you, the black seed oil as well. I mean, the CBG is a great cannabinoid, antimicrobial, but the black seed oil has been literally used for thousands of years. It is an amazing product that really helps your body. It also has great antimicrobial effects, and can kind of re-regulate a lot of your skin cells. So, obviously check with your doctor, but I think the Miracle Gold is a great place to start, and I think you're going to find that it works pretty amazingly in those areas.
Um, yeah, which state is the biggest consumer, you would think? Oh, definitely retirement states.
Yeah.
Definitely
Um,
retirement states. Biggest like users of CBD products are probably 50 and up, maybe even 60 and up, maybe more accurate.
it's nuts. You know how one of the reasons I started, Mark, was I worked with a doctor out of Florida, and she actually she used most of the products I made for her, for the what do you want to say, the communities down in Florida. So the retirement communities down in Florida. So she was the doctor over three campuses, nearly 12,000 people, and all of them were 65 to 85 in that range, and all have problems with like sleep or pain. And so I sold her products. I made products specifically for her. And so she did these medical studies down in Florida with all of her patients. Craziness. The benefits that she saw, both for pain, inflammation, and sleep, are pretty much the main three that she tried to tackle. But yeah, that age group, that 65 to 85 range, just had massive benefits from it.
Yeah, I'm at some point. I'm certain there are those enterprising people that order from you or order wholesale and then walk into the retirement homes and sell them. You got the kingpin of the retirement community, kind of like in high school. You had that kid selling candy or sunglasses,
That
making a
wouldn't
fortune at
surprise
school all day.
me.
You're gonna have old Nancy around the corner, making bank at the retirement community, living plush with a 85-inch flat screen and somebody in there bringing her slipper. The Dawn, the the godmother of the retirement community.
I'll give you a bottle. You gotta let me watch 3 hours of TV in your room.
If you're
Game.
trying to get in the wholesale site, the wholesale portion, you need the passcode KRMCBD. Once you're in the wholesale at checkout, you need the code random20 right now, which is right there, random20. It tells you. I saw somebody asking again. It is scrolling at the top of the screen, and I've dropped it in chat a couple times on how to get into the site. And then
Yeah,
the
and if you guys
passcode.
do have questions going on, like just throw us an email, guys. I get in there constantly, all week long, and respond back to people and kind of walk them through that stuff. So don't feel like if it's too much, like we'll help you out.
Somebody asking a question, no 30 count Delta 9. Yeah, I don't see any 30 counts right now. I think all I'm seeing is the 10 count of those, but they're priced accordingly.
Yeah, they are, and I don't know. I think we did. I don't know if it's up yet, but we do have. I think we do have some 30 counts. Let me look. And maybe they're in the gummy section.
I'm looking, I'm not seeing them in the gummy. Wait, 30 count. No, they're just the regular Miracle Gold ones, the regular
Yeah,
energy.
so we don't have them up yet. I know we do. We will have some 30 counts up there. And as we get closer to this fall time with the impending of them getting rid of the THC, we'll probably do even larger amounts, or bundles. I think the bundles will do well.
Yeah, there's so many folks out there. Hey, make this CBD product, make that CBD product. Until the law changes, it does not make sense at this close. Doesn't make sense for you to develop another CBD related product unless you're 100% certain it's going to pass the new rules.
Yeah, I
I'm seeing a
know.
lot of
I
people,
know.
oh, do this powder, do this, put that in there. And I'm just sitting here thinking, why? Whose money?
I know. It's frustrating. Trust me. Hey, yes, on the immunity
Immunity back.
capsules. Yeah, the immunity capsules are back in stock. So the gummies I don't believe are, but I believe the immunity capsules. I know the immunity capsules are.
Yep. They are. I just looked them up. They are. The immunity capsules are back. I've had a number of people make the same comment, WR Carr, that they use Miracle Gold to keep UTIs in check. People that have had chronic problems with it are like, nah, regularly using that and they don't have problems anymore. So thank you that's why I keep saying testimonials, guys. If you find one of them that works, what you're using it for in chat, tell the people you're in here with.
Yeah, it's right. Um, it's great to see. And I mean, the amount of emails we get, Mark, too. And I think that's, one thing that we can go back through and just collect all these and just put them up, because I think that that is going to be the most beneficial from other people, and what they've worked well for. I mean, honestly, without that, we would have never known the topical benefits of Miracle Gold. We
Yeah,
would have.
without you guys telling us.
Yeah, there's no other way that we would have known that, until someone put it on. I think what did they use it for? It was some skin. They put it on for eczema, was it?
I think it was
And
eczema.
and they were like, I tried it for eczema and it was amazing. And so then other people tried it and they're like, this is, and you keep getting this continual usage of people trying it for new things, and they're like, oh my goodness, it works amazing. So it's cool to see that, the community working together as it should.
Um, Sherry, ideas for ADHD. He's got better than an idea. He's got one, according to Japanese study, is a heavy hitter on that front. Lion's mane mushrooms.
The lion's mane has shown, through various medical studies, to work really, really well.
To
And
be
obviously,
superior to what their doctor's giving you in nearly every one of the studies. It's crazy what the peer reviewed science says.
It is. And this is why it's really important and why we stress it so much to work with a good doctor, well, in this case, a pediatrician, because a lot of those studies was based on like how much they were given uh per day was given per like their age, their weight, severity. There was a lot of things in the study that was done based upon those precursors. So it's really important to work with someone because dosing in that situation is by far the most important.
Um, Lynn, happy birthday or pre happy birthday tomorrow. Eric with a good question that I think confuses a lot of folks, and I think it's a great opportunity to explain it. Do the 1 milligram THC gummies like the Matt specials, do they have 25 milligrams of CBD per gummy?
Mm, I know we had some that had 12.5 and then the other one had 25. So
And
we had
what
two variations.
But now what's that mean is what confused a lot of people. With the Farm Bill, you can have a certain amount of THC to a certain amount of CBD. So in order to have the THC, you've got to add more other cannabinoids. Can you tackle that and make it make sense for folks?
Well, and so the states have really gotten involved with that even more so than federally. So the law federally is as long as the THC remains at 0.3% of the total weight of the product, it falls within hemp. Anything over that would be actually classified as marijuana. So as long as it falls under 0.3% or under, it's a hemp product. The CBD actually, it doesn't matter. They never specify the amount or quantity of CBD in a product. And I mean, you could have as much as you want, actually, in a product. Now, states have come by and they've said, hey, it's only a hemp product if it remains at this ratio, whether it be a 10 to 1, a 25 to 1, or a 50 to 1 in some instances for some states, that it has to remain a hemp product. So it's so confusing because not only do you have the federal law that states one thing, now you have all these other states coming in being like, well, yes, it's hemp as long as it stays under 0.3%, but we also add on another law that states that it has to remain at this ratio between CBD and THC to remain a hemp product. And all the states are having their own law. So it's very, trust me, you guys think it's confusing. Me, for someone like me that's been in this space and that literally look at nearly all the state laws and keep updated all the time, it's just as confusing.
Um, Think Agape, this is one I didn't mention when somebody asked about the psoriasis and the toenail fungus. And I've had a number of people report these Miracle Gold works to remove moles too. Think Agape used it, put it on a band-aid daily, put the band-aid on. So I've heard people doing skin tags that way as well with the Miracle Gold. And the Miracle Gold, a lot of people are like, where's your black seed oil? Where's your black seed oil? They're talking about the Miracle Gold because one of its main ingredients is black seed oil. So if there's some confusion there, that's what they're referring to.
Yep.
One of the
It actually
major
makes up,
ingredients
I would
is
say nearly makes up 90% of it.
and it's a high quality. There are, just like olive oil, the massive difference in quality, it's obscene. It's crazy. Miracle Gold's the same way. You've got to start with a very high. You got to start with a very high quality black seed oil, or the product's not going to be great. And he has found a phenomenal source on that front.
Well, and I don't talk about it enough, Mark. And this is
No, you
one
don't
thing.
talk
Maybe
about it
maybe
enough.
I'll end with this. So one of my best friend, it's a long story, but his and I've met with him several times, but he actually came from to the US from Cairo, Egypt. And he has his facilities and he actually does all the cold pressing of all these oils. And so we get the actual Egyptian black seed oil from his homeland that he brings it in, and then he does all the pressing in the United States. But he moved from Cairo, Egypt. I want to say it was about 15 years ago. Rough, was that during the revolution period? Remember when they kind of went into the Cairo Museum?
Hmm. I believe it was. Yes.
Around that period of time, which I went into the Cairo Museum about 20 years ago, and gosh, it was probably one of the coolest places I've ever been in. So it really saddened my heart when I saw that. But anyway, yeah, so he's super hardcore on the black seed oil, and it is the only reason I even got onto it was because we were eating dinner together, and of course for Egyptians you don't eat until like 10 p.m. and you get done around 1 a.m. after you get done playing games for 2 hours. It's hilarious, that culture. But anyway, we had a long talk about the black seed oil. He's like, no one in America wants it. He goes, it's literally a staple everywhere else in the world.
Hmm.
Why does Americans not? It has so many amazing benefits. I'm like, listen, if you and then that's when I started having stomach issues, and that's when I started using it, and that kind of led down the path of, creating this product.
Yeah, and I'm glad you did. It's that one's definitely been just a major one. Anything else you want to talk about? Do you want to
No,
keep
I think
going?
I think this is good. Hey guys, thanks for being patient with us with this website being down all, since, pretty much all day. I'm glad it's up. If you have any concerns or if it goes down again, with this several issues with you know, the the server and us kind of getting, or at least we're trying to figure out who's trying to get in. But please feel free to get a hold of us so that we can know and try to fix it. But obviously, we're going to make it up to you guys and just fill your box full. So let us know what you got. It'll be fun.
Um, yeah, let's see. I knew there was another fun one in there, but I can't find it now. So we will call it there. We will do something extra next week. Lucas and I are trying to organize our schedules as to which day it is going to be, but we will let you know beginning of next week. Whether
Awesome.
that's a mushroom or cannabinoids. I mean, this is a tough one. What do we want to talk about? Or do you just want to do more Q&As? Just think about it. We'll get some quality time in.
Yeah. No, I think I think some Q&A, and I think we'll um maybe we'll try to integrate more of their feedback and what they want to know. Also, guys, hey, send us some questions that you really have, concerns or questions on, and we'll maybe integrate those into next week, and I can prepare a little heavier for them.
Yeah, exact. That great idea. We'll get you to pop in one morning early in the week just for a brief flyby and get them to pose questions so you can get yourself prepared.
So, all right, guys. Well, hey, have a good weekend, Mark. It was good
You
hanging out
too.
for a little bit.
All right, go spend time with the kids. Remember, it's the
I
weekend.
will.
It's summer. I know you're like me. You're a workaholic, but it's summer. Your kids are
I
young.
know, I know. They even got their. They literally went out because I normally do it all. They went out. They got their my tackle box. They got their fishing poles ready. They have it all laying out. And while I was doing the show upstairs in my office, they came up and put a note on my door. Can we go fishing? And then put a box, yes or no, and for me to check mark it.
You got to write in a maybe.
No, there's no maybe on that, but
Oh, that's
on that sheet.
that is
So.
that. Had they recovered? Well, did your son recover from the slip and slide rash?
Oh my goodness, man. It was bad. It was real. He was like, Dad. I was like, listen, buddy, I get it. We'll get the cheap, $2 tubes at Target or Walmart or something to him next time. But yeah, he's fine. Hey, they're young. They recoup. You and me,
They
we'd
do.
still be hurting 4 weeks later.
Yeah, it's a good thing they're tough,
No kidding.
or they'd never survive.
Exactly.
Uh, had somebody
Uh
talking about the flavor Miracle Gold. Black seed oil is a little tough. I have found that I'll do the drops and then I'll drink my coffee. I'll do the drops under the tongue, let it sit, go get it over with. Coffee gets rid of that flavor and helps break it down. I don't get an upset stomach from it. It would sit heavy on mine before, but when I started out, I assume it's the heat helping break down the oils.
yes. Yeah, and here's the thing, they do complement each other well because coffee is very acidic, right? And so that acidity also helps as well.
Um, yeah, I'm with Mountain Gold. Okay, real quickly here before I let you go, somebody's saying, remind me how to get in. You go to the CBD Gurus. I'm going to put the banner up again at the very top. It has their phone number, has the passcode, has the website. You go to the CBDgurus.com, look for the wholesale button. MarkZ Wholesale will pop down. If you haven't been in a while, it'll remember the cookie, KRAMCBD, all lower case. It's floating right there on top of your screen. And you punch that in, then you get to the specials or features, and it even tells you what the code is at checkout to get 20% off in a random product. Every time right there, it tells you the email so that you can email them for any questions. And the number is flashing across the top. You can text the number if you got a question or call it. How did I do?
You did great. Couldn't do it better myself.
I hear you. All right, Lucas, have a great weekend. Enjoy fishing. Save some pictures for next week if you catch anything.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
See you, Lucas. All right, that was with the Gurus and Lucas. Long time, been part of the show for a very, very long time. For those questions, yes, Matt retired. He deserved it. He's worked a long time. I think what's Matt, late 60s, 70s, early 70s, somewhere in there. It's time. Good for him is all I'm going to say about that one. For the rest of you, look forward to seeing you Monday morning, unless something huge happens over the weekend, and it would not surprise me. We've got a number of intel people saying this is not going to be a normal weekend, and they're saying that from the financial front to the military front to all kinds of fronts. So buckle up. Let's see if it's a nothing burger or not, and I'll see you Monday morning either way, guys. Thank you, Mom.